I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why. So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. My husband and I had 4 kids. We both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like, on paper, what else could I ask for?
16 years together, 4 kids, perfect resume on paper, and thinking about destroying her family. This guy either must have slapped her up, shot somebody, gone to jail from stealing from her mother. Something incredible, right?
But in reality, my experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships, and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load. And that is exactly what happened to us. About 3 months after my 4th baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night, when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day, when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home, and I need you to do more.
The feminist brain rot. Before we go further, we must put this in the context because she said that they both work full-time jobs, when in reality, he's a utility lineman. So he works with his hands while she works from home, and the kids are in daycare. So whatever mental toll that she's telling y'all about, don't believe it, because I guarantee you it is not more than his physical toll.
And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do. Right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do.
What a good guy.
And I said, okay, something that would make my life easier is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself, the dishwasher was emptied, the dishes were put away, and the trash was taken out. That would make my life so much easier, because when I've got the 4 kids running around and the baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dishwasher. I just need to know it's clean. And he said, yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem. And so, of course, he does it. But then I have to remind him, and then he forgets, and then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up and I went to put something in the trash and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water bottle, and it was in the dishwasher with all the other clean dishes. And I felt so disrespected and unseen and
that you considered divorce
at that point in time. And I remember texting my husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this? And he said, sorry, I was running late for work. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he doesn't see me.
What do you mean he doesn't see you? He said that he was late for work and he forgot to do it. This is so scary looking at content like this. At first, I think that, is this just the feminist brain rot continuing to seep in? But I actually think it goes a lot deeper than that. This feminist brain rot content that pushes this overwhelming sense of superiority through entitlement is absolutely insane. Ma'am, you're in a fantastic home, 4 kids, almost 20-year marriage, and you get mad at your husband and you think about divorcing him because you don't feel seen. I don't feel heard because he forgot again to put something in the dishwasher when he told me that he was late for work. To all the dudes out there that are signing up for marriage without doing a prenup, watch what can happen. Almost 20 years into your marriage, not only will they proudly display their bad behavior, but they'll throw you up under the bus publicly for likes, comments, and views.
Because what he's done has now made me late for work. And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on me. And he doesn't see how every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it, or because I do it myself, or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because I filled it, right? I put the wipes in there. And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone. And it's not because my husband didn't love me or he did anything to me. And it's not because I didn't love him, but because I felt so taken advantage of in our relationship. And this dynamic, it doesn't happen by accident, right? It's not like my husband did it to me.
Oh my God.
But we've been raised in this society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad. And we know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way down here. And we fell into these norms. We fell into these roles in our family, despite the fact that we never wanted to.
More like we were raised in a society that have coddled you into believing that it's okay to complain about things within your own marriage publicly on the internet for something as embarrassing as wanting to divorce your husband for not putting something in the damn dishwasher, or in a culture that celebrates the breakup of a family. But it's not an overt celebration, it's covert, because they act like there will not be negative consequences, whether it be to yourself or the amount of work that you have to do in order to maintain a household of 4 kids, or in the belief that the father is not necessary to be there, that you have everything that it takes to raise children, or to turn a boy into a man, or to turn a young girl into a young woman that truly loves herself and doesn't look for love from outside male forces that don't give a shit about her. Women like this have been coached into believing that it's way easier to just do it for oneself, by yourself. This is where they get happy wife, happy life. Imagine marrying a goddamn Karen who wears her selfishness like it's a medal around her neck. All you hear is me, I, him bad, me perfect. It's pathetic, and I feel so damn bad for your husband. Let's finish up.
And I'm lucky, and I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me and wants me to be happy and was willing and able to change. And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like in our relationship. And I can tell you now, 3 years later, that we are happier than ever. Our kids are thriving. Our home runs like a well-oiled machine.
If you ever met a chick that talks about equity, run for the damn hills.
And that took a lot of work. I want to say it took like 18 months to get there, and it was well worth it. But it is not uncommon. And so if your wife is coming to you and she's saying, I'm burnt out by the mental load and I need you to do more, she's not just saying that because she wants you to do more chores. She's saying that because truly it can hurt your relationship. It can ruin your marriage if you do not participate in an equitable way in your home. And so what does that look like? What does it look like to change these dynamics? Well, we need to really assess in our homes what the work looks like. Because in most homes, the data supports this, women do a disproportionate amount of the work. They just do. They do more of the cooking and the cleaning and the laundry and the childcare while also working full time. And men have more time for things like their hobbies, like golf, for example.
Shut your shit, woman. You're in your comfy, well air-conditioned, middle suburban home. Not a damn blister on your hands. No sunburn across the top of your forehead. Complaining about equitable in the home and posting all over TikTok while you almost decided to ruin your family. Give me a break. I wish that you can drop Karenologists like this into a damn third world country. Shit, not even a whole third world. Just drop them somewhere in Central America. Give them a Mexico, a Costa Rica, a Panama, somewhere where it's not as plush and developed, and have them live there under similar circumstances. My, how their comments would change.
For example, or just working out, running a marathon, right? And so we need to have hard conversations about what our time looks like, what our labor in the home looks like, what is invisible labor. We have to talk about these things. And when we don't,
I want to hear from the
alternative is that you no longer have a marriage, or you don't have a happy one at least. And so I share this story because I don't think I'm alone in this experience.
Terrifying.
And I want people to know that there's hope, and that if you have a willing and able partner, you can change this. You can absolutely change this dynamic.
Shut up! The amount of bullshit that she talks through, the ideas that she espouses, you could tell it comes directly from the feminist playbook, one of which she believes that men don't receive enough responsibility within our society today, and the brunt or the burden of responsibility is in fact on women. Ma'am, you should be lucky that at least early on in life, 20 years ago, you've tricked that man into marriage without a prenup, and now have the ability to get up on the internet and complain about him. But again, her crazy ideas are all over her page.
I saw a video today where a woman said that having a baby made her feel like feminism lied to her. But the thing is, feminism didn't lie to her. She was definitely lied to. Many women feel like we were lied to, we were duped, we were tricked, we fell into this awful trap, and how did we not see it coming? And the reason we feel this way is because we were sold a dream. We were sold the idea that we could do and have it all. We could have the careers we dreamed of. We could have the marriages we wanted. We could have children, and we could do all of it, and we could thrive. But that's just simply not the case. And the reason it's not the case is because there's very little, if no, supports for women, specifically mothers. And here's the thing. Many women will tell you that they were thriving. They were thriving. Their career was amazing. Their marriage was amazing. And then they had children.
You're a victim.
Saying that you don't have any support is not only a vehement lie, but it is also a great play of utilizing victimization in order to get your way. Ma'am, marriage itself is in support of mothers. How do I know that? Take a look at the family court system. Should a man threaten your happiness by not putting the child's bottle in the dishwasher? Well, 50% of your shit might be gone.
Children. And when they had children, their marriage changed, their views on their career changed, they felt like they were drowning, their life changed. Because as a society, we don't support women, but we definitely don't support mothers. We don't have adequate paid leave. We barely have paid leave at all. We don't have affordable childcare. Our school hours don't align with the workforce. Our partners still expect their wives to take care of them, to do the domestic labor, the childcare, carry the mental load, and their lives go mostly unchanged. We were sold a lie. And in particular, when you're partnered with a man, they weren't told that we were trying to have it all. And then that would mean we wouldn't be doing it all for them. And so, yeah, you were lied to, but it wasn't feminism. It was everything else. It was society telling women they could do everything without giving them any supports or equipping them to achieve equity in the workforce.
Allowing these entitled TikTokers to go unchecked with their bullshit does a lot more harm to society than what you might think at first. But when you listen to what she's saying, someone who lives a cushy-ass lifestyle, complain about her lifestyle, and realize that there's a market of women doing this, you begin to understand why women file for divorce way more than what men do. It's like there was a business or an active army to take these women out of their relationships because go woman, strong, independent, powerful, now buy my book and or product. I went through a little bit more of her page, and there's really so much bullshit to sift through, and I could talk about her cockamamie ideas on and on and on, but instead I'd like to give the opposite perspective from somebody who divorced their husband.
If you don't know, I left my husband a year ago, and I've been wanting to come on here and give a life update of a year from now and what my life looks like. And I've been hoping that I would be able to come on here and tell you guys that life is just fucking great. But it's not. It's still really hard. I wanted to have my shit more together. I know that this isn't the truth, but I just feel like I'm failing so much as a mom. I know that that's not the truth, you know? But life is so fucking hard. I just got to spend 11.5 hours with my baby, and it was just the most sweetest time. I hate that I feel this way, but I miss my mom so much. I miss my baby. Life is not where I want it to be a year later.
Not all, but more often than not, men will sacrifice their happiness for their family, whereas these entitled modern-ass women will sacrifice their family for their happiness. And when I say happiness, we're going to put that in quotations. But this is the reality of many of these women in these situations who opt to exit. You leave your family, you failed your family. And chances are before hitting the divorce button, she was consuming content like the content from the first young lady that we went over. But the entitlement or the thought that the grass is greener on the other side allowed you to destroy what you had going. All right, guys, that's where I'm gonna leave this content here today. This is a lot. That first young woman, I would say she's probably the worst currently married wife known to the history of mankind ever. I don't know, as a man, you could be working in a hard-ass blue-collar job and to come back home and see what your wife had been doing besides complaining about your lack of participation while you're tired and shit, but also complaining to the whole world about it as well. Absolutely absurd, complimented and sprinkled on top a bit of delusion. Guys, leave me your comments down below. What do you think about the content that I put in front of you here today? Drop me a line. If we get enough comments on this situation, I'd love to bring this live for us to have an additional conversation in regards to it. And last but not least, join my men's self-development community. Link to it down in the description box down below. Link down, beam up, see what's in store, and I will see you guys soon. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
She belongs to the street.
Girl, don't hold my hand. You a mattress actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance. Get up out your echo chamber, screaming period and yes. You a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked up by a high value man.